illustrations, lots of fun, new creations. This is a place for you.
Hello everyone. I have really bright light in my face today because it is sunny out, which is great because winter in Alaska is long and spring is, I wouldn't say necessarily in the air. It's still pretty cold. What is the weather? I can't tell you off the top of my head. 6 degrees Celsius. So not bad. So we are getting some melting. So we're getting some. Is it 6 degrees Celsius? Yeah, it's 49 degrees here in the sun. It's Fahrenheit. And we're getting a little bit of melting and a whole lot of sun. And the sun is definitely like the light is throwing off my camera. I'm not doing the green screen. I'm just doing like the whole like zoom, take out your background thing. But I'm wearing brown. I've got a lot of bright light and contrast happening. So I apologize if my camera looks a little weird today. Okay, so I don't have affiliate yet on my Aquarius AK channel, but I was like, I want to make emotes because I have ideas. I'm doing a shout out for Aquarius AK. I'm super excited because guess what? I have packages that have arrived. I believe this one has the adapter so I can put our Nikon lenses on the camera that I bought. I don't know what this is. I don't think this is the camera because I got the camera off of eBay and this says Amazon. But I've got stuff and I'm excited because the supplies are beginning to come in to start up in my ante for the Aquarius AK channel. Right now I've been using GoPros. I think the GoPros are great. I think that I will still be using them, but I also wanted to try using a Lumix Panasonic Lumix G85 with an adapter and a fixed lens. So no autofocus, but I don't think I need it, so I didn't buy a fancy adapter because I'm going to try a fixed lens on the frog tank, and I'm going to be putting that on Aquarius AK. Over the next couple days, it probably won't be that camera because I still have to set it all up, but the stuff is starting to come in, so I'm really excited about it. One of the things I might try is doing the guppy tank because my daughter's guppies had some babies, and she's so excited about it. In fact, she dropped her breakfast this morning and the dog ate it because she was like, I want to go upstairs and see my new fish because she just discovered them this morning. And they must have been born in the last couple of days because we didn't notice them and they're very small. And we're happy the guppies have not eaten them yet. One of the things that we've done is put hornwort in there, which is a type of plant that really helps keep the tank kind of nice. It grows really fast and it gives them the opportunity to hide. So very excited about that. Anyway, so if you don't follow already, please go follow Aquarius AK because I'm working on affiliate there. And that's why I'm working on these emotes today. So I got some ideas for it. So I'll stop talking about Aquarius AK and actually start drawing because it's aquarium stuff. And I play relaxing music. I wanted to do like some good vibes. So I've been looking at a lot of emotes and getting ideas. Color-wise, I'm not sure. I want to do frogs. Frogs are generally green. Emotes like that will show up on black and white backgrounds, but our frogs are leucistic and they're white. So I thought I'll start with some fish stuff and then try to figure out the frog stuff. So today we've got a good vibes fish going on. I am still trying to figure out the colors I want to do, and I need to clean up the line work, so I just sketched this out right before the stream, just so I could get an idea of what I'm thinking of. I'm working in Clip Studio today. Clip Studio is like my new favorite program. I actually had Photoshop open earlier to do some work on some panels for both my channel and Aquarius AK. So I do use Photoshop for kind of like some finishing work, but when it comes to inking, I really like using the what am I thinking of? Clip Studio Paint. So I'm using the turnip pen. Right now it's set to 12, so I think 12 is probably the size I want to go with for the thick ink work. But I am gonna go down to like 10 and 8, maybe 8, to do some cleanup. I have stabilization turned up pretty good because it gives me smoother lines, which I like. So if you're ever working in Clip Studio, I highly recommend being able to use the stabilization tools for smooth line work. This line work is kind of messy and thick, but it's a good start. So I'm going to start cleaning up and then try to figure out what colors I want to do, because I have fish in all colors, and I feel like a guppy with like some gradient colors would be really nice. So we'll see. So let's start cleaning this up. And I've just put all of this ink on the same layer here. I'm zoomed way in because I really like to have clean line work on my emotes. I did all the emotes for my current channel here, and I think they're fun. And I want to have that kind of same clean look. I'm about to throw them all up on the emote wall here. Da, da, da. Some of these are bit reward emotes, so you won't necessarily see them all the time, and then other ones, of course, are subscription type stuff. There's more of them than this, but here's the emote. Wait, is it gonna let me actually do it? Oh, hello, Optism Bat. Welcome back. It won't let me send to stuff. Also, I don't know about you guys, but OBS had an update, and now my chat gets stuck, which is not great. Just stop. Just let me use my emotes. There we go. That's a... Well, no, exceeded my character limit. I have too many emotes. I'll just have to put half of them on one and half of them on the other. So these are emotes that I've done for this channel. I've done some email commissions now and then. I don't have a lot of time for commissions nowadays, but I'm not opposed to it. So if you're seeing something you like and you're thinking, hey, eventually I would like that, not so good with the animated stuff. I use a tool online and I just upload my emotes and let them auto-animate. With the exception of this one, someone made this one for me. Will it let me post it now? Unacceptable! Just stop sticking. I wish my just chat would stop sticking. So there are 2 animated emotes in here that I did not animate. Somebody else had made them for me. This is one of them. And then the other one might not even be on here anymore. It's an older emote. So apologies. My chat is stuck. Very annoying. I wish that, I don't know if it's Twitch or OBS, but my chat has, every time I open like a window in my chat, it gets stuck. So now my emote window is like stuck open. There we go. Okay, so test. Yes, there, my chat is back. All right, I'm gonna start cleaning up my ink work. If you guys have questions, just let me know. Otherwise, I'm gonna talk about ink work. My eraser is huge. So let's start with that because I had it set up for... I have it set up for another project I'm working on. So let's make that eraser small. And let's go back to my pen tool. Turnip pen, my favorite. And we're just gonna start cleaning up this line work and making it look real nice. And then we'll zoom out. I spend a lot of time zoomed into my work. Oh, we got some ELO in the music today. Apparently I'm pressing too hard on my pen tool because it's like trying to open. I need to probably change the shortcuts. on my pen. It has these little buttons on the side, which are probably great for some artists, but I'm just not. I'm a button mashing type of gal, so the more buttons there are, the worse it is. Do, 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 do. I might make the vibes, have his fin come up over the vibes there. There we go. I like that kind of better. And since I'm always touting chill aquarium vibes over on Aquarist AK, I figured it was important to have like a good vibes emote to start. Even though, again, I need to get, let's see, I have 13 followers, or 12? So I have 13 to go to get to the amount that I need to reach affiliate, which is great that it's 25 and not 50 anymore, because it used to be 50, and on this channel, I remember it was so hard to do. I've had the channel going for about a week and a half, so I'm excited to have some followers already, so thank you guys who have done that. I appreciate the support and really excited. I know that part of being affiliate is also averaging, what, 3 viewers? That's, I think, the harder part, because maybe you could attract people and tell them about it and they'll follow it, which is great, but then you know, to be affiliate, people have to show up too. I used to be part of a group that helped people get affiliate way back in the day, but I don't think that group is still around anymore. There's probably other ones, I haven't looked. But do what I can here with shout outs and stuff to try to support people. And I guess I need to separate this out. Get our vibes cleaned up down here. And if you see like a chunk of me missing, I have my mic here and I think my camera's trying to cut it out. So like, I don't know. I moved the mic around as needed. Is my mic even working right now? It is. Okay. Just want to make sure because sometimes it's a little funny too. Anyway, I tried to place my mic in a way that it's close to me, whether I'm looking at this monitor or bending over my tablet. So you guys let me know if you have any trouble hearing me. I keep moving the mic around trying to figure it out. I just maybe changed the color of this? No, I did. Okay. And I might make the insides of this black. We'll see, depending on what I do with the color of the fish, because the fish is standing behind it in this picture. I like handwriting the letters. I think it makes it a little more personal. And so I love my emotes that say hype and stuff. Yeah, they might not be the cleanest font, but I think it's fun to have kind of bubble letter handwritten font. Let's see. What is the song that's playing? I hope everybody is having a good day today. Happy hump day here in the US. It is Wednesday. I know in some places you guys are on the Thursday. Lucky you. You're closer to the weekend than I am. Alright, so we got the vibes. It's a little messy. Clean these up. Gold Label, how are you? Welcome. It's always a pleasure to see you. I'm doing pretty good. It is sunny here. It is warm. Some of the snow is beginning to melt. So we're getting that winter wrap-up feeling, which is really nice. Although I have to say I went skiing last weekend and I kind of want to do some more skiing before the season's out. But pretty excited. How are you doing? How's the weather where you are? I know there's been some storms and stuff going on some places. Oh good, I'm glad I'm looking relaxed. I might have chocolate on my face. I'm also drinking a hot chocolate here. And when I'm done with that, I eat some chocolate chips. I'm really not doing the best for my diet right now, but there we go. But yeah, I'm glad to have my... Sorry, I don't have a green screen, so I'm doing my table. I'm wearing brown, which I realize is a mistake. See, I'm looking chillax, but I'm also like disappearing to my background because I have brown furniture behind me. A bit stormy. Yeah, so I've heard, while it's always kind of weird. Usually when we're having warm weather here, it's colder elsewhere. It's almost like an inversion. When we're having super cold weather here, that's usually around the time that it starts getting warmer elsewhere. A lot of people report storms and snow and stuff and then ask us what's going on here. And it'll be like, no, it's not snowing or storming. Yeah, but a bit stormy, huh? Do you have lightning where you're at? We don't get much in the way of lightning here. I always make my S's like way too big on the top. There we go. Hi, Spongelet. Was okay. Let me give a shout out for some folks here. Spongelet is a really chill streamer. I always enjoy his streams. He has this pleasant voice. Just a pleasure to watch. Always friendly. He has a very supportive community behind him. If you like chill game streams with good people, he's your guy. And Gold Label, do you do any streaming? I don't recall that you did any streaming before, but I don't know if anything's changed since then. And then I'm gonna do a shout out for Captain Matrix. He's always lurking, so I appreciate his support. Captain Matrix here is a mod and gaming friend. And I just realized that I had stream avatars like queued up and it's not on. Where's my stream avatars? Steam. I must not have finished letting Steam open. I probably got impatient and closed Steam while it was trying to load. There it is. So maybe it'll connect here in a minute. It's being a little slow today. I had it up yesterday on my impromptu screen. Or stream. There we go. No lazy follower. Hey! Followers, lurkers. I think it's great. I mean, when I didn't stream, I didn't even log into Twitch because I was so overwhelmed by social media. And I just quit for the last couple of years. So hey, the fact that you still sticking around and seeing people and watching them stream, even if you don't stream yourself, being on the platform and supporting others is really nice. So thank you for doing that. And I just realized that my S is so messy. Look at that S. I can't draw S's to save my life. Actually, my V looks really bad too. I'm just terrible at font. I mean, I could just type it, I suppose, but I just don't feel as good. Let's see. I don't know if there's a font that's gonna make me happy. Vibes. It needs to be... Where even is my font? Oh, it's different here. Okay. I don't know if I could see previews of it, like I can... Oh, I can. Let's see if there... Oh, yeah, you can... there's the Gill Sands. And then I can put a stroke around it. I don't know if I'll find something that I like. Look through my font here. See if I find something. Oh, sorry for the ad break. I was supposed to change that. I was talking to one of my mods, Marha, about changing it. And forgot. So I need to do that. Sorry, guys. Don't worry, I'll just be looking at font when you get back. Okay, I'm kind of liking this. It's very similar to what I'm doing. Look at that, it's very similar. Trying to remember how to stretch it. Which key it is in this program. Ah, let me open all my stuff. Okay. Stop it! And we have to do a transform. Which? I feel like an idiot. I'm smashing all kinds of buttons trying to make this work. But to get back to your question about the weather, we do get some thunderstorms in the summer, but here in the Netherlands, the weather is usually chill. That's nice. Actually, yeah, so... Is it, like, cold? Do you have long winters there? Which button is gonna let me stretch this? I'm looking for the keyboard shortcut that'll just let me stretch it upward. Gosh. I don't do much in the way of fonts. Stop mashing the buttons! Well, that's skewing it. I don't know if I want to do that either. I don't always know the best way to go about this. Scale. Oh, there's like a height ratio. Oh, look at that. Don't keep aspect ratio. Haha! Look at this. There's a little... Oh, you can't see it because it's behind my camera, but I found a way to stretch font taller. There we go. That looks like way better than what I was writing. I'm gonna make it slightly smaller to see if I can remember how to do a stroke around it. Yeah, so that looks better than what I've got going on. Let's just focus on that for a minute. Okay, so now stroke. Nothing really, just average. Okay. Yeah, here it's like crazy. We had a very cold winter. The reason why we have hardly like skied or done anything is it was like really cold. I'm the kind of person, along with my daughter who's only 5, so I don't expect her to go out in super cold weather. We used to ski more when we were younger in all kinds of temperatures, but you get on the ski lift to the top of the mountain and it's the wind's blowing or it's colder at the top of the mountain and the weather or the temperature change between the bottom of the mountain and top of the mountain is significant enough that it makes it cold. So we're like, if it's 15 degrees or higher, this is Fahrenheit, then we will go. And we didn't get that earlier this winter. And when we did, things were melting. We had rain and ice. So now spring skiing is probably my favorite because there's usually less ice. It's warmer. The chairlifts are nicer to ride. All right, so let's see if I can figure. This is probably super boring for you guys, so I apologize. I was going to draw emotes, but now I'm just doing font work and not a very good job of it. There's gotta be. Where's my text? Apply. Drag, select text saturation mode, toggle selection, new selection. I'm looking at my options here, trying to figure out text color. Alright, so let's make my text like, I don't know, a really happy yellow, maybe a green, like a lime green. That's like blinding, but gotta stick with it. Then I need to figure out, is there a way to do a stroke on text in Clip Studio? I bet there is, but I usually do it in Photoshop. Don't have any mountains all flat. I guess I don't know much about the Netherlands. I was just assuming that that it might have some mountains in areas or something. It's all mountains here. I mean, not on the North Slope. The further north you go, you get past like the Brooks Range and stuff, and you get into flatter areas in the Arctic Circle. But around where I live, I basically live in a valley surrounded by mountains. In fact, the mountains are beautiful to look at, great views and stuff, but they bring their own weather, and they block the sun part of the year because the sun drops so low. All right, I almost feel like I'm gonna have to do a search here to figure out how to do stroke. Stroke is basically the outline. How to stroke text in Clip Studio Paint. Yeah, you know, I miss a little bit of the flatlands. We don't get the thunderstorms and things here as much. Adding an outline to text in Clip Studio. How do I do that? Layer property. Why do I not? Am I looking at an old article? You can align it to a circle, which is great. I just want to, I don't know if I'm looking, this is the Clip Studio Paint user guide. To edit the properties of the text on canvas, make sure the subtool detail editing properties apply to setting is current set to the current text. Well, I don't know. Subtool. Oh my gosh, I don't know how to do this. We're learning together, folks. Sorry. Do I need to rasterize? Let's duplicate and rasterize to see if something happens there. Rasterize this layer. Is there a menu down here that I'm not seeing? What is this? I don't even know what that is. Let me close that. Maybe I'll just go back to drawing my fish for now. And we'll get rid of the font, the terrible font that I drew, since I found font that works just fine with it. Do. Death comes! Yeah, there's always a hidden menu, and I'm reading directions on it and I still can't figure it out. Death Comes is such a fun gamer. It's so nice to see you again. There's a shout out for you. Fun family there. Definitely check them out. I know it's been a while. I think I popped in your stream and maybe lurked the other day. I usually just do my lunch break streams, then I have to get back to work. But it's so nice to see you. Thank you for swinging by. Will you be streaming later? Oh yeah, I don't leave a lot of chances for people to catch me to raid or anything because I just do these short lunch break streams. On my aquarium channel, you know, I'll stream for hours, but it's my aquarium, and I'll be in the chat, you know, maybe while I'm working and check on things. But yeah, when it comes to being on camera and doing art, it's just lunch break streams, so it's easy to miss me because I'll be, you know, on for an hour and then gone. All right, this is my jiving. It doesn't look like a fish maybe right now, but I'll get there. So we're gonna clean up this guy a little bit. I apologize, it's gonna look all pixelated because I zoom in to do the ink work and make it real clean. I love thick outlines, I think they're fun. Death comes, how have you been? I know it's been a couple of years, I disappeared for a while. I'm glad you're still streaming. How's life been treating you? You'll be you're lurking, but you'll still be around. Yeah, we'll catch up. One of your streams, I'll catch up with you. And then I'm gonna peg you with some questions. Fun stuff, though. Nothing serious. And of course, if you don't want to answer them, that's totally fine, too. Pass out and sleep. Work stream, work more. You know, crazy. Oh, man. Well, I am so glad to see you, and definitely would love to catch up with you sometime. I'll try to catch one of your next streams. And thank you for the lurk. I always appreciate the support, whether you're here chatting or just lurking. It's just nice to have people to spend some time with. Know that I'm not alone. Gotta curve this a little bit more. I like a little bit more curvature. It's a little flat here. And the goal is when I zoom out, this will actually look decent and not pixelated so much. I don't really like working in vector that much. I know some people are amazing vector artists and I admire them. I am not one of those. And this is probably because I had my stability turned on real high, so it didn't allow for a lot of curves through this area. So I'm just cleaning this up to make it a little more curved and a little more natural looking for his fin hair. There we go. I'm gonna skip this song. It's a little, I mean, I kind of like it, but it's also a little bit much. What do I have going on here with this? Oh, I do like this one. Da-da-da. Okay. Yeah, it's looking a little better. It's a little bit messy up here. I actually know what I need to do. I need to turn on the stability. Does my eraser have stability? It should. Yeah, my stabilization's kind of low with the eraser. I can clean this up a little bit better if I have my stabilization up on the eraser so that when I'm erasing, I'm creating smooth lines just like when I was inking it initially. So there's his little fin hair. And my hardness probably needs to be turned up for this. Oh, the hardness is up pretty high. Hardness is this right here. It determines how soft your eraser is. Kind of like a real eraser, you know. You can have a kneaded eraser versus, I don't know. I don't do enough traditional art these days much anymore to think of it off the top of my head. I'm gonna have his eyes popping out of his head because that's more fun. And then he's got his little headphones on. There we go. Getting this clean. I want those happy little cheeks there. I'll probably make them rosy because rosy cheeks are cute. I probably need to turn my stabilization back up a bit. Oh, nope, it's pretty high still. Now I'll probably do like sparkly eyes with little stars in them because adorable is fun. I'm going to zoom back in and clean up these eyes. You could see the kind of artifacts happening there. And I want to avoid those so that when you zoom out and you have a tiny little emote, it's clean looking. That's looking pretty good. And this might be a character I try to use several times if I could figure out kind of the colors and what I want. I'm just starting with something that I think I would like for the avatars or emotes on that channel. We'll see. And these will probably be red. So some of this is going to change here. So the color won't all be black. The outline will definitely be black. But I'm going to do some other stuff here. I mean, I have to experiment a little bit just because I haven't done emotes in several years. Basically, I did some emotes for my channel, and then I did some emote commissions around the same time. And I think that was like 2022 or 2023. So it's been quite a while. All right, let's round that out a little bit. And clean up these lines on the back side. There we go. Sorry, I'm probably making faces while I'm drawing, so I apologize now. Ahead of time. Of whatever meat you may see on my face while I'm drawing. Just trying to clean up this headset a little bit that he's got on. I am gonna, I think, go in and make this brush eraser harder so that I can get some cleaner line work here. And maybe make it a little bit smaller too. We're gonna go down a little size on both my brushes here. So I'm gonna shrink it down. Seven. Maybe five. Five will get it nice and clean, I think. Alright. See how that's looking. That's looking a little better. A little cleaner. And this is 100% size here, so it's looking pretty good. I don't see too many artifacts from where I've been erasing. And I'm probably being a perfectionist about it, but that's me. And there's definitely better emote artists out there, but this is, I enjoy drawing them. There we go. Clean up those fins. He's got his little headset on. These are kind of messy in here. And I remember being a perfectionist about the figure ones, and then I've been using them for a long time now, and it's like, oh, the emotes might have mistakes, but you can't really see them. But when I'm working on them and they're large, I do try my best to make them nice and clean. I'm gonna try to get this. This is not making me happy right here. Need to go bigger. 12. And put that stabilization up all the way. If you're just joining me, I'm working on emotes, fish and frog theme ones. The first one I'm doing is a vibes fish. I have some fonts on the bottom here, totally using the wrong pen tool. Here we go. There we go. Just cleaning up this fin on the back side. And then we'll go a little bit smaller. There we go. And there's some font that's going to be at the bottom, which is why it cuts off. Oh, I like that better. Let's go this direction with them. Do. Alright, too much stabilization. There's this little fins here too. Okay, now I got the vibes down here. And I'm trying to figure out how to do the stroke on it. And I know you guys were watching earlier, probably going, oh my gosh, it shouldn't be this painful. But it is. Alright. Changing text color. Distorting text, adding a border. Subtool detail palette. That's this one down here, I think. Reset selected subtool default setting. Show subtool. Whatever. Okay. Edge setting. I'm looking. Am I in the right spot? You can also use the layer effect and layer property palette. Is my layer property palette open? What is this? History. Layers. Okay. Okay. I'm in the layer, maybe. Layer effect. I feel like I'm looking maybe at an old article because I'm not seeing the same stuff. Layer mask. This is not what I wanted to do. What's all this stuff up here? Is this where I'm supposed to be? Oh, there's a button here. Okay. Layer effect. I might be in the right spot. Thickness of edge. No, I'm on the wrong thing. Yes. No. Okay. I want to make it black. Oh, I found it, guys. Okay. I'm gonna make it 12, so it's like the same size as the... I got that 12 in the corner as kind of a reminder. Alright, make the vibe smaller. And make sure it all fits so it's not cut off. Because what I don't want is my font or any of my stuff to be looking like it got cut off. Alright. That looks like that fits. I'm so glad I found it. Yay me! Yay! Woo! I don't know if this works anymore. Probably not. Maybe it's Kappa. Heck if I know. I don't remember any of my bot commands either. Anyway, I'm excited. I figured it out. Okay, vibes. The other thing I would like to do is a gradient. Tone. Ooh, fun. But I don't want that. Layer colors. Alright, layer color bright green. Okay. What's my subcolor? I don't know what this is. Can I make a expression color? Can I make a I want to make a gradient here. Watercolor edges. I found the menu. I'm at least in the right menu now. I don't know how to make a gradient. That's not what I really wanted. Alright, so it's just green right now. Alright, let's see how I make gradient font. Maybe it's in this. I'm using, for those of you who are interested, that's the guide I'm using to try to figure it out. And it's funny because I've done comic books, but editing multiple text boxes. This is probably pretty useful. I don't see a place to do the gradient. I guess I don't have to have a gradient right now. I did want a gradient though. Is that here? Can I double click this and do things? Raster, vector, set as draft, says reference, clip to base, lock. There's gotta be a way. Maybe it's in this menu. Text color. Gradient text. Is there a way to convert it to a shape? I mostly use Photoshop. Yeah, and I know how to do it in Photoshop. I don't know how to do it in this program because, again, I use this program mainly for, like, inking. Is there a way to convert it to a shape? So, yes, I can. So, let's trash this layer. What we'll do is we'll duplicate it, close it, and then we rasterize this layer, I think. Rasterize. Okay, now selection from layer, convert layer, edit. Layer. Okay. Yeah, and I know exactly where to find it in Photoshop. I was just trying to do more in this program. Just about anything else is better for creating from scratch, but it's what I know. No, I know. I actually started with Photoshop, and I still do a lot of finished work in Photoshop, because I know I can always go back and do a gradient in Photoshop with this, but I was hoping to do it here. And let's see if there is an option for it. So, gradient, text, clip, studio, paint. And for those of you who don't have Photoshop, because it's expensive, there is this Clip Studio is actually pretty great. It's a very powerful tool. How to apply a gradient to brushstroke or text in Clip Studio? I think it's a clipping gradient layer. Oh, good. The article I found is like in Japanese. You guys are learning along with me. I love Clip Studio too. I know there's ways to do things because I'm looking at like this one. This article actually makes some nice looking text. It's just that I don't understand clipping gradient layer. Clipping gradient layer. This is what that person's recommending. And I see them doing it. They want to use different gradients for different individual letters. See, I don't have that problem. I just want one gradient. Create multiple gradients on a single raster layer. Create a selection on a character and create a gradient only for that part. Does that mean I like do this? So I could do individual letters if we wanted to. Okay, so that. Still don't understand where the gradient option is. Wait, is there like a gradient tool? Is that what this is? Tool settings. Fill. There's like a gradient bucket option. You send me a DM. Hi, Blackheart. Looking. To make a font. Thank you so much, Blackheart. You're the best. Alright. Gotta read it. To make a font gradient in Clip Studio, rasterize your text layer. Okay, done. Select the text pixels. Control-click on the layer. Okay, done. Apply gradient using the gradient tool. A more efficient, non-destructive method is to create a new layer above the text. Activate clip to layer below. Oh, I have done it that way. Yeah. I remembered having the same program. Yeah, it's a freaking great program. Methods for gradient. Clipping mask method. Recommended non-destructive. Type your text. Set up your text layer. Create a new raster layer directly above the text layer. Right-click on the new layer. Select settings. Clip to below layer. Okay, so if we do it this way. Settings. Where are the settings? Is that this? Create layer mask? Darn it! I supposed to... Click to layer below. Alright. Gotta duplicate the layer. I don't... Okay, let's see here. You guys are learning along with me today. And I'm glad it looks like the fish fits. I might come back to the gradient and I can at least get my fish ink done. But you sent me the information I needed, so thank you for that. I did want to be able to... have the fish's fin over the top. Although if you do that, then you can't see that it says vibes. Okay. And I'm gonna fill in there. I think I like having the B and the letters sent to vid 2. Yes! Alright, we're gonna open this. Learning things for learning things. I'm gonna pause my stuff. Is this gonna work? Did I do this right? What did I just do? Can you tell I haven't done this in a while? Paint. Okay.
Shift, drag across. You can select all the text. Shift to pull down the shift and select different letters. Now that we've got our text selected, you've got all your text selected. Look here to the gradient.
There's a gradient tool. Hold the phone. Going back to ClickUp Studio. Okay. Whoops. Wrong thing. There's a gradient tool. I just didn't I didn't recognize the tool. This button is a gradient tool button. Okay. So we went. Maybe I should finish watching the video.
It says where to create. It says create gradient layer.
All right, so I'm on this. That's the liquefy tool. Wait a minute. It looks the same. What's this tool? Frame border. Wait, that guy had a different tool that looks the same. Come back. You go back. There is a gradient layer button. Okay. Oh, there it is. I found it, guys. It's right here. Gradient. Yes. Thank you. Okay. Ooh, rainbow. Okay. Now, how does he apply it? Click it. You're selecting the font. Oh, I think I remember doing this at one time. Okay. Oh, I guess I have to do the selection first, huh? Okay, select. Wee. Do. I'll turn the music back on now. Thank you, Blackheart. Saving the day. You're always saving the day for me. Whether it's gaming, and now it's art. Alright, gradient tool. Rainbow. What do y'all think of rainbow? I like rainbow. Yes! I am happy. Vibes. I may change the gradient depending on what color I make the fish, but I am so happy. Used it once like 10 years ago, and you remember that? And I work in this program literally every day for my contract work, and... I did not do it. The guy who works on the program 10 years ago remembers how to do it. I worked on it yesterday and daily for my contract work. I couldn't figure it out. I have rainbow. Alright, I'm gonna color this fish now. Alright, this is my ink layer. And I'm gonna make a group called color. My fish. What color should I make the fish? See what you did? Well, see what Blackheart did too. I'm proud. We got rainbow vibes. And I could change the, I know now how to change the gradient so we could do vibes of any color. I was thinking of guppy colors, but then a solid character might be good too. Now, actually, what's really handy is I have all of these colors now to choose from. And I could start coloring, like, his headphones. If that's the color I want. What color do I want? I need to turn that stabilization back down, because now I'm just coloring. Okay. So what color should the fish be? Thank you, Blackheart. I've been out. We almost used my entire lunch break just to figure out how to gradient font. Okay. So what color should my fish be? I don't want to make it orange because it's not a goldfish. None of my fish are goldfish. You used a video too? Yeah, and I have a ton of tutorials for like Photoshop, I think, on my bookmarked on my whatchamacallit. Alright. Yeah, thank you for doing that. Thank you for looking it up. So, I have fish in all different colors. I like neon tetras myself. So, like, I kind of thinking neon tetra would be fun. Neon tetra. Which is going to be red and blue. So, let's start with a blue. We're going to just take the blue right out of here. And we're going to see what I come up with here. Which I may or may not like. But... And I like markings that help highlight kind of the features of a character, like outlines around the eyes or the mouth. And it's gonna be messy while I try to figure this out. But I think we can get some flat color on. And if I like this... If I like this color scheme, then I can make more fish emotes. Kind of like my Figaroos are all the same, you know, color. Same character. Alright, so... A neon tetra is largely blue and red. Here's some pictures. Neon tetras are, of course, one of my favorite fish. They are very popular fish in general. Where's my OBS? There we go. Today you are. Well, thank you. I'm excited to be doing something kind of fun and lighthearted. And, you know, I do a lot of serious work for the graphic novel. And they're serious subjects. In fact, I did a stream yesterday. It was kind of an impromptu stream. No, it's not public. And that one was about Project Chariot, which is the stuff that I'm working on for the graphic novel. So serious subjects, history. So breaking up my work with fun stuff is nice. All right, so we've got kind of the neon color going here. That stripe goes down his side. And then in red on the back. How do I want to do this? A cardinal tetra. I guess it's going to be a cardinal tetra because that is more red. And I feel like that's easier to translate into an emote. Alright, so this is the blue. The blue. Now we'll do the red. Red. And we're just going to borrow straight from the rainbow that we made. There are lawn fit neon tetras. Did you know that? Look at this. I have never seen one like that. Where can I get this? Lawnfin Tetra. Isn't available in any of our marketplaces. So there's pictures of it on Aquarius sites, but I'm not seeing where they sell them. I have to say that we have a pretty good local store here for fish, but I don't think I've seen. There's nothing like that. I guess I could ask them. So you've seen something like that when you were a kid? Wow, I've never seen one like that. Now I know I could probably call the aquarium store and say, hey, I'm interested in this, and they could locate and special order one. But that could be expensive. Just put that on my wish list. Alright, so now we're going to do the red. And we're going to make it a cardinal tetra. Because cardinal tetras, wrong color, have red all on the bottom. How do I want to do this? I wanted to give him little pink cheeks. I guess I could still do that. Wrong layer. Come on. What am I doing? Did I put the red all up on the blue layer? Because I'm... Come on! Go back. Alright. I'm gonna lock the blue layer. Because I can't not paint on the layers that I'm supposed to leave alone. Blue diamond, long... Oh, I like the blue diamond. I do have a blue diamond tetra, but not a longfin. A blue diamond longfin tetra, often sold as glowfish blue longfin tetra, generally cost between 12 and 15 per fish. So that's not bad. That they are frequently sold in packs, such as 5-pack for around 60, 72, and that's what they would do. I bet if they did, so if I called them and said, hey, I'm interested in this, they would probably order a pack. They'd probably go ahead and sell them pretty well, too. Prices vary retailer its size and having them shipped up here. So I would say that they probably would do like, it would probably be like $100 for a pack, right? A 5-pack. And then they would probably charge me $20 for the fish. Just based on my experience with buying fish because they're expensive. Like I bought a purple guppy and it was $15. I bought a you know, actually most of my fish. Now, if you get into, there are some real hobbyists out there, not just beginners like me, who buy really expensive, awesome fish and they're beautiful. I have mostly beginner fish, Danios, guppies, Rasboras, Tetras. Tetras aren't technically a beginner fish. They can be pretty finicky. But I've not had problems with them. But yeah, I mean, I would pay $20 for a lungfin tetra because I think that in my tetra tank I've been fairly successful. Tetras can be kind of finicky about water. They used to be a little more robust than they are nowadays. And I think it's because they're so popular, especially the neons, in the fish trade that a lot of them are kind of inbred. Because I've picked up some at the store and I've actually brought them back because I'm like, this is a bad specimen. Like there's flaws, right? And I'm just a beginner, so there are much more discerning people out there who probably actually end up getting fancier fish. I'm still working my way up. In fact, my Tetra tank, one of the reasons I'm really proud about it is because, and I was, maybe I'll stream it later on this channel. I was streaming the Tetras yesterday. The Tetra tank I have is very experimental in that I put a bunch of different similar species, similar in size, of various type of tetras. So it's like a tetra menagerie, not a tetra school of the same fish, which is generally not recommended. And I wanted to see how it went. And it's going pretty well, actually. I'm not having too many problems with them. But I wouldn't recommend it. I know they didn't recommend it. Okay, so I've got my cardinal tetra here. Oh, I didn't do the red on his other side of his face. Alright, and then I'll have to do silver in between the red. And then I'm still going to give him pink little cheeks, I think, because pink little cheeks on a fish would be cute. Alright, how's that looking? Our little tetra friend here. And now I need to come up with a color in between that's the silver, that's not too gray. So let's see what we come up with. Let's go back to the blue and go with something along those lines. Ooh, fun! I'm using a thick oil paint brush so you can get some interesting kind of color. Ooh, and there's pointillism. Oh, there's so many things I could do, but on an emote it doesn't work as well. So probably just need to stick. Oh, there's so many cool things I could be doing. Let's just... go with a... it's too blue. I might be experimenting here a little. I don't know if that'll work for an emote. I think I probably have to stick with the... oh, and watercolor brush is one of my favorites. Okay, but I probably need to go back to the basics in terms of how I'm coloring this. Get my turnip pin. Now, one of the things that might help is I have a black and white background to help me see how well I'm doing on my coloring. So now I've turned off so you could see where I'm missing color here. Put that black background on, and it helps me make sure that I'm not leaving gaps behind. Let's go back to the blue and clean that up. I know it looks really weird like that. We had a black Siamese fighting fish when I was a teenager, and that thing lived like 10 years. That's impressive because they do not... Yeah, they do not live that long nowadays. And I find the same thing with Tetras is they don't have the robustness that they did when I was a kid. Let's see. Yeah, I think you know, aquariums are a lot more accessible. There we go. So that's a black background to help me see where I'm missing and where I'm out of the lines. So here's where I'm out of the lines here and back here and over here. And that just helps me clean up the color. Okay. We want the eyes, I think, to just be white, because that's the simplest thing for an emote. My screen is dirty. There's some things I'm trying to erase or fix, and it's just like, no, your screen's actually very dirty. Wipe it off here. Okay. Now we turn the white background back on. Now we know that most of our stuff is in the lines. Oh! So I need to go back to my ink layer. And just draw a little bit there. That way, I can paint more red down here. Oopsies. Or should I make them silver down here? Or I could put in a shadow. Because cardinal tetras are red all along the bottom. And I feel like maybe the blue should just be rounded around his eyes instead of going up. And then go back to the silver layer. And then what color should his fins be? Because it'd be nice for them to stand out. I guess silver is the color I need to make them stand out here. But if they're outstretched beside him on a white background, it might not show up as well. So I have to think about this. But they generally have silver fins. Okay, so we got most of the colors in. And then I guess give them dark blue eyes. I want little stars in his eyes because they're cute. And do I make him a little darker? Alright, let's try this again. I do like that color. But we're gonna go back and we'll do the stars after. When I figure out how to do it. There we go. Da, 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 da. Okay, sorry. Red is fine. Okay, good. Okay. Red fins, you mean? Okay, now put the stars in. Why can't I do this the way I want it? I'm just being a little too hard on myself today. There we go. Okay. Sparkly eyes. No on the bottom. Red is fine on the bottom like you did. Oh, okay, good. Okay, cool. All right, so now we need to put fins on them. Or the color of the fins up top, which I guess would also be silver. So let's turn on our black background again. Maybe not that much. There we go. So now we can see we're putting the silver. Oh, I also put the eyes on that layer. Whoopsies. Oh well. Actually, so I need to go to my palette. Oh wow, that's an old palette. That's the Figuroo palette. Oh boy. Okay. We're gonna go up here. We're gonna make a new layer called palette. And this is eyeball. Eyeball. Blue. For the body. Red. For the rest. And then silver. For everything else. Okay, so now we'll go back to the silver. And then we'll need to figure out what his headphones should be, and I'm thinking they should be a warm color like gold or yellow or something. His fins don't really stick out on top of his head. I could do blue fins. Let's try the blue. To see if that's just more attractive, even if that's not really true to the animal. And I'm feeling like maybe that would help set them apart from the rest of his body. Just thinking blue might work. Okay, good. Well, I'm glad you're speaking up. I really do value your opinion, Blackheart. Like, on a lot of things. You definitely are, like, cued in. And I appreciate that feedback. But that's one of the reasons I really enjoy streaming, actually, getting back to it, is it's inspired me, like, hey, I was thinking about doing these motes, but would I actually get around to doing them? Maybe not. But when I'm working with people and getting active feedback to help me, it just feels really good. Oh, there's fins back here. I forgot. Let's get fins back here. Yeah, I think the blue helps because his bottom is red. So almost everything it comes in contact with will either be silver or red. So blue fins, I think, totally work. And let's make sure that we're getting it all. Looks like we got them all filled in. Okay, I think the blue totally works. I probably should put some white behind those eyes for black backgrounds. There we go. And having that blue around his eyes does help his eyes stand out a little bit, so that's good. And yeah, so maybe the representative... I might do some frogs, but I'm liking the idea of having a little neon Tetra being the main character maybe for that. Okay, so these are features. Gonna give him pink little cheeks here. Maybe. Whites. Alright. Cheeks. And then I might do some gradients, now that we know how, on the character. We'll see. Oh, his teeth need to be white. There we go. Alright, now pink cheeks. Little pink cheeks. And maybe the black outline on that works. I mean, I could do and go all the way out on the pinks without the black. That might work better. And one of the things we could do is we could actually blur them if we wanted to. So what if we did... Oh. Let's see if this works. I don't know if it will work or not. Yes, no? Blended? Don't blur. Okay, we will go back. Should they be just 100% pink, though? No black outline? Alright. Yes, okay, good. Alright, and actually the blurring, that saves me work if I don't have to do that, because then I'd have to do it every time. Alright, so I think he should have gold headphones. Let's try it out. Wrong brush. There we go. I'm liking the yellow. We're bringing in a lot of the colors for the rainbow. Without it, I don't know if the rainbow text is going to be too challenging against the picture. Like, it's a lot of color. Maybe it should be... The inside should be an orange. Looks fine to me. Okay. Alright, so do we do an orange inside? Wrong brush. Too warm. And then a white center. I don't know if I like that or not. Yellow and orange, or just yellow? Let's see, whites. Need to color this in. And then I think a gray would probably be what we need. It could be the same color as his eyes, actually. That might be nice. I don't know. Maybe it should be lighter blue. We'll zoom out and see how that works. No, I think it needs to be lighter. Might not be a blue that I've already used. It might need to be a different blue. Nope, that just doesn't look like a headset. I think we're gonna have to go gray. Yeah, a bit lighter. Okay. And maybe do the dark here on the edges. Oh, on the outline, I forgot to put the other side there. There we go. All right, so maybe it's too much color now on his headset. So we got a lighter blue. Go black and gold, to be honest. Okay, so black and gold. All right, so if we did, are you talking about doing something like... Why can't I find my button that I'm looking for? And then yellow. I am getting a phone call. I will be right back.
Welcome to cooleyart. Emotes, illustrations, high fantasy. Whatever your heart desire. Welcome to cooleyart.
Did you guys just get a mixture of the hold music with the Spotify music? Because I did use my Stream Deck to change it and it did mute it and it messed it all up. Put the yellow back where it was and put the black where the yellow is now. Okay. Yellow on the outside. Okay. Got the dog barking. Okay. Oh, because he was right next to me. Yeah, barking like, hey, your phone's ringing. All right, we're talking about like that color? Or are you talking about this color? Just going all black. Black. Okay, got it. All right, let's clean that up because you can see where there's some artifacting. And then white in the middle or more yellow? Totally doing it in the wrong layer. Oh, that's fun. Let's fix all this. Okay, there we go. All right, let's go. All right. Sorry, guys, I was putting it all on the wrong layer. Headset. Okay. Headset black. With yellow. And let me grab that yellow color because I do like it and I want to make sure I have it. Black and gold is good. Wrong color. I'll get this right in a minute. In mod VC. Okay, hold on. I don't have a headset on. So give me a second. I actually don't know how to do my... I set that up, but I don't actually know how to, I messed this up. I put the color, hold on the wrong layer. There we go. Gonna lock that. All right, make a new layer. Headset. No, layer. Give me a second, Blackheart. I don't actually know how to do the mod voice chat yet. Give me a second. Okay, can you guys hear me? No, and I don't know if the Discord. So I set up the mod voice chat to be able to use, but I didn't actually like I made. We have it, but I haven't used it yet, so there might be some nuances there. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, the dark blue, like you were talking about. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna probably put this away because otherwise I'll be talking your ear off here twice, potentially. Okay, all right. No, but thank you. Thank you for that. Okay. Okay. Blackheart filled me in, and there was a delay in the chat. So every time I was changing colors, I wasn't getting at that, and I was putting the colors on the wrong layer too. So thank you. Yay! Totally did voice chat, sorta, kinda, while on the stream. So yay for me. Gotta work on that. All right, so my cheeks are there. Okay. So let's put this all back on. All right. I made a headset layer already. All right, so I was almost correct, except that I put part of my headset layer on the ink layer because I do this almost every time I do any kind of artwork. Hello, Luna Laney. Welcome. Luna is a staunch supporter of this stream and Aquarius DK, and I really appreciate it. And I'm so glad to see you. How are you today? Okay, so we are doing... Just totally lost my yellow layer. Okay, sorry. I am not... I need to get this right. That's it. Okay, amazing. How's the stream going? It's going pretty good, except it kind of falling apart in the last bit here, trying to figure out what color my headset needs to be. Because Blackheart and I kind of worked out the colors, and then I put them all on, like, the wrong layer. Should the middle be white still? I think so. Did we get it right? You think it looks good? I'm pretty happy with it. Let me put it on my palette layer so I don't forget. All right, so headset colors are this and the color of the eye. There we go. Okay. So this is a neon Tetra with some rainbow text. And it looks like I got all my colors in the right places. So what we need to do now, oh, whoa, no, I got the eyes are not right. Let's fix those eyes. That's one of the reasons I have the black layer, is to help clean up, because it's easy to miss stuff. All right, how are these colors looking? Do we want to put any kind of striations? Wrong. Nope. There, how's that? So this is the first emote I'm doing for Aquarius Day. Okay, I'm not even affiliate over there yet, but I was really excited about trying to do some emotes for it. And so I got some ideas. And then while I draw this fish today, I didn't know I was going to make it a neon tetra, but I think it works. We're just going to go really bright colored here. I do think he needs some shading. So now I'm going to go in and put in... Did I get all of my colors in the... I didn't even put all my colors in the right folder here. There we go. But yeah, I'm doing okay. I'm just a little scattered today, which is kind of your typical me. But, well, it's super cute. Okay, good. Yeah, I love neon tetras, so I felt like that was kind of needed. All right, so for the shading, where you're just going to do a black, and then we're going to put it... I think it's going to be an overlay. Could be a multiply. And then we're just putting it on like 30%. Actually, we're going to do the blue color that we just used on the headset. And then we're going to turn up the stabilization quite a bit. And we're not going to do a whole lot here for shading because we don't really want to make it any less bright than it is. But I do think a little shading will help. But yeah. Oh, I'm glad you like it. Yay! So this will be hopefully the future emotes of the Aquarius channel when that gets affiliate. And just doing a little bit of shading here to add just a little bit of depth. I don't want to overdo it because they don't translate necessarily that well when they're small. Some people do wonderful work with shading. I feel like it's... I don't know. I have a tendency to overdo it. Shading is hard, yeah. And like when I'm doing super detailed work, the shading is actually quite fun. But when I'm doing emotes, I feel like I have to be really careful not to overdo it. I'm not sure any of my Figaro emotes have shading, actually, come to think of it. Do they? Do they have any shading? It's been so long since I've done them. I'm looking on my email wall. I don't think they have any shading at all. Yeah, so it needs it. And I feel like maybe I had tried and I wasn't really happy with it. But, you know, we'll try. This character has actually a little more going on. Figaro is basically an egg. And I'm using blue. Since he is an underwater critter, I felt like I could do blue instead of black. So we get a little bit of purple and different color here. Go smaller. I feel like that's a little too much over there. I can never shade very well. Yeah, it's tough. I think it's fun, but it is easy to overdo. And then you start losing detail even though you're adding detail, you know? It's kind of funny like that. Because then you start washing out your colors and things like that. So I'm trying this out. Just with this blue color that we used in his eyes. Da da da. And then also getting just right, just not too much, yeah. So let's see. Oops, I just changed my color. There we go, okay. And I'm going a little over my lunch break, like actually by a lot, but I'm like determined to get this done, and then I'll just have to put in the extra hours today. Yeah, and the other thing about shading is getting the right shape. And again, not doing too much. And we'll also put a little lighting in there too. And then we'll see how I'm feeling about it. Okay. So there's the shading I've got so far. Now we'll put in a lighting layer. And lighting is going to be white. And again, turn down quite a bit. So let's go back in and try that out. Oh, I'm glad you guys are liking them. Oh, his smile doesn't have any shading in it. Maybe it should. Maybe not. No, 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 no. Okay. And this is where you can get kind of out of control with your shading. And we're gonna go real small, because highlights actually seem better, in my mind, being very slight. And I think I'll make that an overlay layer. Because you can get some interesting stuff sometimes. I wonder if I had gone with a actual color. What is that? Did I miss painting a part? I don't know. Let's try something a little different for the lighting. Yeah. And we're gonna lock the shade dark, the shading layer. Shading. Because you know what I'll do? I'm gonna draw over it while I'm supposed to be doing the lighting. Lighting. I might make this a multiply layer. And then the lighting, I'll make an overlay layer. Not bright enough. Okay. And you see how that changes it a little bit depending on where you're at. Put little freckles on his face. Freckles! I kind of want to do fishy lips, but also think this smile is working pretty well, so yeah, I'll just stick with that. And you can do lighting over top of your shading, which adds some interesting depth sometimes for something simple like this. And then we'll put some in his hair, or his fins. It looks like, it's made to look a little bit like hair. And I can also use it to make scales. Doo-doo-doo-doo. There we go. That's looking alright, I think. Zoom out a little bit. And sometimes the backlighting could really help bring things through. Pop them off a black background or a white background. And we'll put some more scales in. Maybe make them smaller, though. Yeah, let's make them smaller. His freckles could be big, but we'll make his scales a little bit smaller. So he looks a little more like a fish. We could also go to the shading layer and put in some scales, too. Let's go in. Put a little shadow under that so it actually looks like he's wearing it. Okay, and then we'll do little scales here. Those details will get lost on an emote. Yeah, you're probably right. I probably need to call it quits. And it may be that I just turn those off. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Okay. I do like his freckles. I wish they would show up a little bit more. But I could take the scales off. Is this the first emote? This is the first emote, yes. First emote for the channel. So if it's really small, I guess it would look something like that without the palette in the corner. So this is my effect. Let me put the lighting color. Those are the lighting colors. But yeah. So maybe he just needs to have the freckles. Freckles are good, but yeah, no scales, and he'll be fine. Alright, let's remove the scales. I am totally fine with that. No scales. And I can make the freckles a little bit bigger, too. And this is good. This is feedback, because I can get zoomed in and put way more details in than necessary. And it's been a long time since I've done the emotes. Okay, so no scales here. How about the lighting in the fins? The rest looks great. Do I need to make his freckles bigger so they're more noticeable? Less freckles? More? Like 3 freckles? What do you guys think of the freckles? I messed up the lighting around this, actually. Let me fix this. I do need to go soon. Because I'll have to go pick up my daughter very soon. Oh my gosh, I really need to go. My alarm did not go off. Holy moly! I am running really late. Okay, good. I'm so glad you guys like it. I am so sorry. I just realized the time. I started late because of work, which is important, but, whoop. Now I'm running late for picking up my daughter. So, there it is. I'll post it later. Might do a few touch-ups later, but I definitely have to go. Let's find someone to raid, like, really fast, because I'm about to be late. Are any of you streaming right now? But, yeah, sorry. It went off like forever ago. That's okay, totally, yeah. I found somebody I'm gonna raid. It's an artist I just met. I like her work. We were introduced recently. So, where is it? Where's my, oh my gosh, where's my stuff? Oh, Lord. Okay. Why can't I? I am so unorganized today. Can you tell? Alright, gonna raid. Yeah, I might be back later. We'll see. I'll probably be back tomorrow. Please tell her I said hi, and I totally have to raid and run. Enjoy the art. Last time I checked, she had some really cool stuff. And, wow, look at that. Whatever my camera's doing. Anyway, getting totally distracted. Gotta go. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Had a lot of fun. Really appreciate the feedback on this emote and getting started on a new set of emotes and potentially a new character for the other stream. And I'll check you guys later. I might be back later tonight. We'll see. Bye!